What if I told you that your daily walk, yes, the one you have proudly committed to for years, might actually be accelerating muscle loss and destroying your joints? I know that sounds almost disrespectful to everything we've been taught. For decades, doctors, magazines, and well-meaning friends have told you, just keep walking to stay young. But here is the terrifying truth that the fitness industry doesn't want you to know. A groundbreaking study from the University of Tokyo, backed by research from Johns Hopkins, revealed that walking alone ignores the specific fast-twitch muscle fibers that prevent falls. In fact, relying only on walking after age 60 can lead to a condition called Sarcopenia, the silent wasting away of muscle mass, which increases your risk of a life-ending fall by over 40%. Think about it. Walking is linear. It is repetitive. It uses the same small set of muscles over and over again while the rest of your body goes to sleep. And when those other muscles sleep, your metabolism slows down, visceral fat accumulates around your organs, and your balance begins to fade. But don't panic. There is a better way. In Japan, where centenarians are still gardening and climbing stairs without pain, they don't just walk. They practice 5 specific, ancient movements that trigger cellular regeneration in the joints and flood the body with anti-aging hormones. In this video, I am going to reveal these 5 life-saving movements. They take less than 10 minutes, no gym required, and the #1 movement on this list, it is so powerful that a study showed it can reverse your biological age by up to 10 years in just 8 weeks. Before we dive in, I have to ask, how old are you and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. We read and reply to every single one because your story matters. Now, let's get started. Let's start with movement number 5. This targets a part of your body that vascular surgeons call your second heart. You might not realize it, but the #1 reason seniors feel heavy legs, experience swelling, or get dizzy when standing up isn't just old age. It is a failure of the calf pump mechanism. Your heart pumps blood down to your feet through your arteries. That's the easy part because gravity helps it along. But getting that blood back up to your heart, that is the hard part. Your heart can't do it alone. It relies on the muscles in your lower legs, specifically the calf muscles, to squeeze the veins and shoot that blood back up against gravity. When you just walk, especially as you get older, you often adopt a shuffling gait. You stop pushing off your toes. This means the calf muscle never fully contracts. The pump stops working. The blood pools, the ankles swell, the veins stretch and become varicose. And in the worst cases, it leads to clotting. This Japanese-inspired movement fixes that instantly. It's called the controlled heel drop. Here is how you do it correctly, because form is everything. Find a sturdy chair or a kitchen countertop to hold onto for balance. Place your feet hip-width apart. Now, slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet as high as you possibly can. Imagine you are trying to see over a tall fence. Once you are at the very top, pause. Hold it for 3 full seconds. 1, 2, 3. This hold is crucial. Most people drop down too fast using momentum. But by holding it, you are forcing the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles to fully contract, squeezing those deep veins and clearing out the stagnant blood. Then, lower yourself down slowly for a count of 4. Resist gravity on the way down. That slow descent is what builds stability in the ankle joint. A 2021 study found that this specific movement increased venous return, the blood flow going back to your heart, by 41% compared to regular walking. Do 20 of these every morning while your coffee brews. You aren't just exercising, you are cleaning your blood vessels and preventing the clots that lead to strokes. Movement number 4 addresses a silent epidemic that almost no one talks about until it is too late. Have you ever noticed that as people get older, their walk changes? They stop walking in a straight line and start to sway side to side. We call it the senior waddle. This isn't cute. It is dangerous. It happens because a specific muscle, the gluteus medius, has gone to sleep. This muscle sits on the side of your hip, and its only job is to keep your pelvis level when you stand on one foot. Walking moves you forward. It does absolutely nothing for side-to-side stability. When this side muscle dies off from disuse, your hips collapse with every single step you take. Your knees cave inward to compensate, your lower back takes the pressure, and eventually, you fall. To fix this, we look to a movement often used in Japanese rehabilitation clinics, the standing hip abduction. Here is how to do it. Stand tall next to your wall or kitchen counter. Keep your toes pointed straight forward. This is important. Do not turn your foot out. Now, keeping your legs straight, slowly lift one leg out to the side. Do not lean your body. If you lean your torso to get the leg higher, you are cheating. The goal isn't height, it is actuation. Lift it only as high as you can while standing perfectly straight. You might only move a few inches. That is fine. You will feel a burn on the side of your hip almost immediately. That burn is good. That burn is your gluteus medius waking up after decades of dormancy. Why does this matter? According to the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, hip instability is the strongest predictor of balance problems, stronger even than leg weakness. By doing this simple side lift for just 2 minutes a day, you stabilize your pelvis. Your knees stop hurting because they aren't collapsing inward anymore. Your back pain vanishes. You stop waddling and start gliding. We are getting closer to the top. And number 3 is the single best predictor of whether you will live independently or end up in a nursing home. It's called the sit to stand, but in Japan, it's practiced as a daily ritual of strength, not just a way to get off the couch. Here is the science you need to understand. After age 50, you lose your fast-twitch muscle fibers first. These are the power fibers. They are the ones that help you catch yourself when you trip. Walking builds slow-twitch fibers, which are for endurance. Walking does not build the explosive power you need to get off the toilet, out of a low car, or up from a garden kneeler. If you struggle to stand up from a chair without using your hands to push off, your risk of mortality within the next 5 years increases dramatically. But we can reverse that risk starting today. Here is the proper protocol. Find a sturdy chair. Sit on the edge so your back is not resting against it. Place your feet flat on the floor, shoulder-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. This is non-negotiable. No pushing off your knees. Now, lean forward slightly, think nose over toes, and drive power through your heels to stand up fully. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Then, and this is the secret sauce, lower yourself down slowly for a count of 4. Do not plop down. That slow lowering phase is called eccentric loading. It builds bone density in the hips and strengthens the neural connection between your brain and your thighs. Aim for 10 repetitions a day. If you can't do it without hands yet, that is okay. Start with a higher chair or put a cushion on the seat to reduce the range of motion. But start today. This isn't just exercise. It is dignity. It is the ability to live in your own home for the rest of your life. Number 2 is controversial because Western doctors often tell seniors to avoid squatting. It's bad for your knees, they say. But in Okinawa, you see 90-year-olds resting in a deep squat while gardening for hours. The truth? Avoiding squats is what makes your knees bad. Your joints have no blood supply. They rely on compression and release to suck in nutrients like a sponge. When you stop squatting, you starve your knee cartilage. But we aren't doing a gym squat with heavy weights. We are doing a modified mobility move called the frog squat. Why does this beat walking? Walking limits your hips to a tiny repetitive range of motion. Over time, your hips rest shut. The frog move opens the gates of your body. It targets the adductors, inner thighs, and the pelvic floor areas that become stagnation zones for lymph fluid and blood flow as we age. Here is how to do the modified version safely. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width. Turn your toes out at a 45-degree angle. Hold onto a sink or a sturdy counter for support. You must feel safe. Keep your chest up and sink your hips down just a few inches only, as far as is comfortable. Imagine you are sitting on a low stool. As you do this, you are flushing the lymphatic nodes in your groin, reducing inflammation in the lower body. You are lubricating the hip capsule. Hold the bottom position for a second, then press up. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that older adults who practice deep hip mobility improve their walking stability scores by 22% in just 6 weeks. You are unlocking the rusty hinges of your body. And now, number 1. This is the movement that stunned researchers at the University of Kyoto and was validated by a massive study in Brazil published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. They found that failing this specific test was associated with an 84% higher risk of death from any cause within the next 7 years. Let that sink in. Failing this physical test was a better predictor of death than heart disease or diabetes. It is the single-leg stance, often called the flamingo. Why is this more important than walking? Because walking is automatic. You can walk while daydreaming. Your brain barely thinks about it. But standing on one leg forces your brain to wake up. It forces your vision, your inner ear, your vestibular system, and your proprioceptors, the sensors in your joints, to communicate instantly. It creates neuroplasticity, new brain connections, even in your 70s and 80s. Walking maintains the body, but the single-leg stance upgrades the brain. Here's the protocol to save your life. Stand near a wall for safety. Lift one foot just 1 inch off the floor. That's all you need. Keep your eyes open and fixed on a point on the wall. Count to 10. If you can't hold it for 10 seconds, your biological age is likely older than your chronological age. But here is the good news. You can fix it fast. Practice this every single time you brush your teeth. That gives you 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes at night of dedicated brain-body training. As you get better, try to hover your hand above the counter without touching it. And if you really want to bulletproof your balance, close your eyes. Closing your eyes removes the visual crutch and forces your internal GPS to take over. This is the secret weapon against falls. Let's be honest for a moment. Most people over 60 aren't skipping exercise because they are lazy. You are skipping it because you're in pain, or you're afraid of injury, or you were told that just walking was enough. Walking is great for the soul, but it is not enough for the machine that is your body. It does not stop the muscle loss. It does not fix the balance. It does not open the hips. You have a choice today. You can keep doing what you've always done, shuffling, aching, and slowly losing your strength. Or you can add these 5 simple, surgeon-approved movements to your day. The heel drop to pump blood and protect your heart. The hip abduction to stop the wobble and save your knees. The sit to stand to keep your independence and dignity. The frog squat to unlock your hips and flush inflammation. The single leg stance to rewire your brain and prevent falls. They don't require a gym. They don't require sweat. They just require you to decide that you are not done yet. Your body is not broken. It is just waiting for the right signal. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 movements are you going to try first? Are you Team Sit to Stand or Team Flamingo? Let me know in the comments below. I read them all. And if you found this helpful, please hit the like button so more seniors can find this message. Stay strong, stay balanced, and I'll see you in the next video.